Yo, 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 we're back. It is Reverse Polarity. I'm
Woo.
your boy Hi-Fi Vega, joined as always by the man who never sleeps, the later hosen of car audio, the man who is currently full of brats and schnitzel. His name is Dean Bayette, and he has a very small YouTube channel called 5 Star Car Stereo. He does zip tie things. What's up, Dean?
Well, now I have a passport agent in Germany that's part of the YouTube, like the channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm subscribed.
Hey, you pass the phone through the thing. Show me your channel.
Yeah,
Welcome to Starlock 13.
Prove it. Prove it.
Yeah, prove who you are, darling. Yeah, no. Well, it's funny though. We actually didn't miss a week.
Yeah.
As it turns out, the fact that I couldn't sleep there and you were still up.
Yeah, that was just lined up pretty crazy. I posted the stream. I was like, we got back. I don't have nothing to do. We're at the hotel. Might as well stream.
Yeah, that was totally weird because I literally just woke up and I'm just staring at the ceiling, going, "Why can't I sleep? I'm so tired." And then you were like, "I'm gonna go live in a minute." And so I was waiting.
Yeah,
and that's why I texted you. You're gonna go live, really? Because
dude, it was an ordeal, man. The freaking hotel Wi-Fi super sucked. I should have. Here's the problem. I wanted to see the chat. So I brought my MacBook. I was like, we'll just use this. I can see chat. I'll hook up to the Wi-Fi. I should just use my phone the whole time, like we switched to halfway through. But
yeah.
it is what it is.
Oh yeah. What's up, Mr. Berg?
Mr. Berg.
The funny thing is like, I had AT&T. The guys had Verizon.
Yeah.
And dude, at first I thought I was screwed. Like I wasn't getting any cell phone.
Right.
I'm like, man, this thing is just sucking. And then it kicked in. I had awesome coverage. I had full functionality. I could stream. These guys were like capped off and stuff. I'm like, screw that, man. I'm out in the park, doing live streams from the park. And it's like, I'm having a great time. I'm like, yeah, man, go AT&T. Yeah, finally, a reason to like them.
Yeah, one time you work. Yeah,
it worked like a champ, man. I was like, hell yes,
dude. Listen, side jag's not happening tonight, so let me side jag real quick.
Jag away.
So I was on T-Mobile. I was getting like 280 down at the hotel. So my original thought is, I will just hotspot from my phone to the laptop. Dude, I spent 35 minutes trying to get that to work. And it was connected, just almost no signal. Like 500 kilobytes on the speed test. So I don't know what the hell was going on.
I did have a pigeon try to get into the room because the window was open, which I think I mentioned. Yeah. Exactly. But no, they almost got dug, but that was about it.
We're not allowed to open our windows in the U.S. at the hotels.
No, it cuts off the air conditioner. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Most hotels have energy saver. When you open the door, there's a pin switch that turns off the air conditioner.
Really?
Yeah. They have that in Florida. Because it's energy conservation. They want tourists coming into town with their air at 62, door wall all the way open.
Dude, I don't think they were doing that in Texas, because when we checked in to the hotel on that Friday, I'm not kidding, man, it was 64 degrees in there. It was like an iceberg.
That's awesome.
I walked in, I was like, no. I mean, hey, I can handle like cold inside, but this was a bridge too far.
They had no air conditioning in the hotel.
That's crazy. Was it hot though?
For me, yeah. I like it cold when I sleep. I don't like it cold during the day, but I like it. Plus, I like air movement. So the only thing that would work is the fans. It was 50 outside, so you just open the window. But
and then
I
a
didn't
picture
realize
gets
the
in.
window tilted like this as well as opened like that. So once I figured that out, but it was so noisy out there because there was a hostel across the street.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what hostel is, just look it up. Pardon me. So they're out front making tons of noise all night, you know, because they're all a bunch of fucking hippies and shit. And you're just like smoking dope and you know, drinking beer and yelling at each other. It's like, oh, this is so cool. I'm trying to get some sleep here, assholes.
Were they like Austrian hippies?
No, they were
Or
just,
they
you know, like, I think, like, I just need to travel. So
Oh no,
I'm going to hop on the bus in a foreign country and just, like, see the world. Yeah, great. Thanks.
How do you know that, William? He says if you set the AC to 60 in a hotel, it freezes up and shuts down.
This one wouldn't even get to 68 Celsius. But anyways, good try. Joking. No, it doesn't matter. Like, legit, there was no air conditioning in this building.
Yeah.
They like the guys were like this. It just didn't do anything. You had fan, but no AC.
Yeah, yeah. It's I
mean,
guess it doesn't get that hot there. Maybe,
dude. They don't have mosquitoes either because there was no bugs. Not one bug. Like, not one bug. I'm like, the frick,
dude. You know what else I wonder? So, I'm like in Tornado Alley, kind of. Where else in the world has tornadoes? And not hurricanes. I know a lot of places have hurricanes, but I can't think of anywhere else in the world that has just straight up tornadoes.
I mean, you'd think there has to be tornadoes, you know, across the pond. I mean,
you would think, but I never hear of it.
Yeah, but we also we're the United States. The rest of the world doesn't matter to us.
Well, I understand that.
I mean, there was a war until Roe versus Wade popped up on the radar again. Now there's no war. There's just a war on the feminine body.
Hey, there's a new thing every week. You got Johnny Depp, whatever you need to get by, they got you.
Yeah, we got you. That is for sure. I will tell you this. Like, they might speak English every now and then over there, but their TV channels have not adopted that. The only American speaking channel is like BBC Europe. They had like Bloomberg or some shit like that. Yeah. And I'm like, I hate the news. But at one point, it's just I had to turn it on just because I had to hear other people speaking English. You know, it's like, God damn.
YouTube, man. You just got to YouTube it.
I was trying, you know, just like moving around the room, you know, just like background noise. You can only take so much Dawson, Fox, and Haas and Dawson, you know, or naked rat, naked, whatever the hell it was, naked dating game. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, is that one of their shows?
Oh, you've never seen that one?
No,
I thought I was the only one that's never seen the naked dating game. No. Oh, bro, that's exactly what it is, man. Dick's just hanging out and woo, yeah.
Yeah, definitely have not seen that.
Baba says, pardon me. U.S. ranked number 1 for tornadoes, Canada number 2, then the UK is 3. Okay.
Wow. Did not know that.
Oh, the best is watching SpongeBob. Yeah, I bet you that is best and worst moments on your journey. Ooh, I like that
question. Yeah, that's a good question.
Why don't you do yours first?
So actually, I had a lot of fun at the hotel, just hanging out. It was a pretty nice hotel. They had a sick breakfast, man. They had an omelet bar.
Like I love an omelet bar.
Yeah, especially for a free hotel breakfast included. So boom, you get whatever you want on the omelet. Then they have kind of standard fare for everything else.
Right.
You know, but you can get a waffle, and then they had an assortment of juices, and they even had like soda. I don't know who's drinking soda at 8 in the morning, 7
Everyone,
but
everyone in my house.
I guess so. But so the breakfast was dope. Went to SQology, and it was actually there wasn't as many people as last year. So there was a lot going on. I really didn't get a lot of footage, but I got to hang out, listen to a few cars, see a couple buddies, and that's about it. Well, yeah, T-Fade was up there. Met Drew Jones in person, Bassaholic.
So, side jag on T-Fade. I guess he was picking on Brian Mitchell. saying like his car doesn't get loud.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and Brian's like, how loud do you want it? Come on over here. He's like 130 dB. He goes, I got you, bro. So apparently he's got to do a whole show on how great Brian's car is.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
There you go. I seen Brian, but he was, I can't remember what he's doing. He was getting judged. I mean, all the usual suspects were there. The Jeff Smith. I seen him. Actually, I only seen him when we were leaving to go to IKEA, and I seen him. But dude, Mark Eldridge.
Yes.
Had a demo area set up.
I heard about that.
So there's like a ball field right by where the parking area is for the SQology.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go inside there and there's like a fake little town set up. You go upstairs and he has a jail audio amp running. I don't know what the speakers were. Really nice home speakers with the jail tune that he set up, and he had like 2 couches, 2 chairs. And so it was super dope to go in there and get to hear that out. And Cassie got to listen to it. And I kind of, because you can't explain SQ to somebody.
No.
Unless you're in the passenger seat, when they're getting a demo. So I'm just telling her, like close your eyes and kind of listen. Where does it sound like it's coming from? Does it sound like it's coming from the speakers? No. You really, if you're not looking at the speakers, it doesn't sound like it's coming from anywhere.
There's no sound coming from the speakers.
Right, and it just sounds like it's coming from there, and then there may be a drum off in here. So she was pretty impressed by that, and it was an awesome demo.
That's freaking cool.
Got to have lunch with Bill Frog too, so that was fun, and his wife.
So that was your worst experience?
That was no, they took us to a biscuit place. So I'm down, man. I'm down for biscuits almost any time of day, even for lunch.
Okay.
So I had a what did I have? Oh, I just had a straight up simple chicken biscuit.
Okay. Went OG.
Yep. Chicken biscuit. I think Cassie had a buffalo chicken biscuit.
Wow.
But she just had the buffalo chicken mainly. She wasn't feeling the biscuit, so
understandable.
Yeah.
Carbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what was the bad part? Not a lot of cars?
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, not a lot of cars. And the bad part for me is a lot of the cars that were there, I had already got quite a bit of footage on. So I don't want to recycle the same content over and over.
Yeah. And that's that happens a lot with shows like that.
Right.
Because there's only so many top tier people that are going to make the trip. So
right. And all the big guys were there,
Yeah.
William Wallace, Brian Mitchell, all of them. And Jeffrey Hall was there again, and I got some at SQ Finals last year, his Mazda, which is a pretty nice jail system.
Chicken and biscuit, add bacon, please.
There you go. So, highlights, lowlights, Austria.
I mean, let's leave it to the show because obviously highlights. You can just look left, look right, and be like, "Oh, damn!"
I got castles here.
We got castles, and old shit that older than our country. So, from that perspective, it's like wow. But from the show, it was
different.
Some of the best. The thing is this was one of those things that it's like I've been to shows.
Yeah.
I've been to things that are kind of like this, but nothing like this. So, the whole experience was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. Probably one of the coolest moments was when I was standing there. So right when I walked in the door, Ground Zero was right next to the amp booth. And the amp guys immediately knew who I was when I walked in the door. And they're just like, Dean! And I was like, it's so cool. But when I was walking along the wall looking at cars, just filming.
Yeah.
And this guy comes running over. And he's like, oh my God, you made it. And I was like, oh shit. We fans here? Really? Cool. So then it was meeting people after that just watch the show and are fans of it all. And that was pretty cool. I know that sounds weird, but no, it was just with as hard as we work, to have someone just randomly from another side of the world walk up and be like, "Man, I love what you do." That's like pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to even wrap your head around, and you know that was really cool. I met Pete from PS Sound or PS Audio, cussed on the video, so that'll be fun. And just, I mean, overall, what I was really, the takeaway for me was just seeing all these products that don't exist here.
Right.
And that all the products that are here that everyone here holds such in high regard don't exist in the rest of the world. There's no Scar Audio, there's no Sundown, there's no all these oddball little brands that these guys over here are just like so cheesed up about. No market whatsoever, not even a glimmer, not even like they don't exist. When you look at it, like Kicker wasn't even there.
Right.
Okay? How can you have any type of show in car audio and not have at least, Kicker,
Rockford,
JL. So JL was there, huge.
Right.
Like JL had a huge booth. They didn't really have anything there. It literally was just a sign that said JL and there were some cars out front. But I mean, it was funny because I didn't really even think about it until this guy Peter, who works in the UK, who's the JL rep, and he's like, I'm really disappointed. And I was like, what was wrong? He goes like, look at this. Like, we're JL Audio, for God's sakes. We're like, out of everybody in this room, we're the biggest swinging dick in here. We destroy, money-wise, we destroy everyone that's in this building. Like, there is nobody that does the money that we do. And this is what we have for a display. And I'm like, he's got a point. It's like General Motors showing up and just having like a dude with a card table going, yeah, man, we need cars. It's like, no. Dude, when you go to SEMA, the GM display is like a quarter of the wing.
Yeah.
Ford's the other quarter of the wing, and you're just like, yeah, well, here's where the Fords are. Well, how can you tell? Because we've been in it for the last hour while we're walking.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're right. Oh, I didn't notice that. But there again, when you contrast that with what Rockford had, which was literally just like a 12 by 4 foot banner with a Harley Davidson sitting on the bottom of it, and some dude going, yeah, man, like we got stuff for Harleys, and you're going, yeah, really? I haven't heard one.
Exactly.
Haven't heard one at all.
Are they allowed to have Harleys here?
I don't know. I've seen lots of little, BMW style bikes and some Vespas, but no, I mean, nothing else.
Yeah.
And then right next to it was the Hyphonics banner, which I thought was a real funny one because I'm like, wow, Hyphonics has a banner here and Kicker doesn't.
Wow. That's
and Audio Control had nothing. They weren't there at all.
Well, who's the big guy at the show then? Would you say?
So the big guys at the show, Ground Zero was huge, and Audio Tech Fisher.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Those two guys have this. Like, I think Audio Tech Fisher was probably the biggest there at the show. But there again, 98% of the cars all had Audio Tech Fisher DSPs in them.
Right.
So it was either Helix or Brax DSP in every car there. And then you had like a sprinkling of what other manufacturers may have had for DSPs in there.
Right.
But
how was Moscone represented down there?
Who?
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
There was maybe 2 cars that had some Moscone stuff in it.
Right.
That's it. Nothing else. No. Focal had a booth. Which was weird for us because it's like Focal, Moscone, Gladen, Raven, they're all in a booth here. But there, Focal is just by itself. And the funny thing too, like Focal is cheap over there.
Like BMW in Germany?
Yeah. Dude, everyone has a wagon. Everybody drives a wagon. They're all wagons, and they're all dope as shit. Yeah. And everyone in Salzburg has a beautiful car. And you're just like, we're all the beaters. There's no beaters. There's legit no beaters.
Wow.
Okay, this is strange. I mean, you'd think there'd be beaters everywhere with how bad they drive. But so I mean, that was pretty cool. Getting to meet some of the people, meeting the people was definitely like a high point for sure. They also had a car show going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. I mean, the layers of awesome things that just kept happening it's like when you say, what was the best moment? It's like waking up, just knowing that the day was going to just be like,
Yeah.
Some of the strange stuff that happened, which I thought was kind of different was, so Thursday night, I don't even know, the first night, let's just call it the first night. The first night, Ground Zero, the first night there was when all the people have to show up and they start judging, and all the vendors, it's a private show at that point. So the only people that are allowed in are participants and dealers / reps.
Yeah.
And we had to sit through a Ground Zero training for new products that are coming out. And the water was the worst moment. Yeah, exactly, Tommy. I'm going to get to that 100%. Yeah, so Tom, that's Tommy. The Scar Maker's Tommy. So for you guys that are wondering, he was the one that posted. If yeah, that's the cool wedding pictures. But I've totally lost train of thought. So that the first night, and so we got to go, and they bust us all to this castle, which I was got to Instagram, right, and everyone got to see the castle, and let's be honest, that experience is not lost on anybody. I mean, we're going to eat in a freaking castle that's older than the country we're coming here from.
Oh wait, so you guys ate inside of there?
We ate inside the castle. Oh yeah, a big.
Oh, I didn't know. Did you do that? Because I seen the Instagram before you.
That
guys
was before we got into the castle, but then we got into the castle,
yeah,
and then we walked over and we're like, oh, we're gonna eat inside the castle. Oh, well, that's cool.
And that's where Wayne Harris was too, because I seen him put.
Everyone goes to the castle.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the castle, but I don't know if he ate with us or not because there was a lot of people there,
right?
And we weren't with him, so his bags didn't show up, so he had a rough time. He had dirty underwear.
Oh no, hey man, just say, listen. Sometimes you got to be free.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to listen to Peter's car, and what equipment did you bring back? So here's the funny part. I'm guessing you mean PS Sound's car, and no, I didn't get a chance to listen to his car. But everybody's named Peter. No shit. Everybody's named Peter. Along with him, I met 3 other Peters that I have to now remember. Luckily, they're all from different countries.
Yeah.
So it made it real easy. So we have German Peter, Swiss Peter, and Britain Peter. And they're all great.
Gene, tell me, what part of this world does your favorite Peter come from?
Oh, dude, I know, right? Jesus. It was rough. And it was cool. And there again, they're all different and they're all really cool. Like obviously German Peter is part owner of Ground Zero. He's awesome, dude. Like nicest guy, dude. These are the nicest guys in the world. And it was great because so a gentleman by the name of Carl is who owns Ground Zero.
Yeah.
And so we got to we got to sit down with him, and I always say we, which just means me and my cameras. We got to sit down with him, and he told us a little bit about the history of Ground Zero, and just kind of like, it's an interesting story that a lot of people here in the United States don't really understand, because like there are some people here that will be like, oh, they're just a remanufacturer or some nonsense like that. And it's like, no, that's wrong. It's really wrong. If you're going to call them a remanufacturer, you might as well call everybody else one of those too, because it's not the case. That's in what, where we got a lot of that. High five telling Jack's laughing at himself. Yeah, definitely. One of the cool stories there was, we sat down with Swiss Peter, he's kind of like the Andy Weimar of Switzerland.
Right.
And he was telling us all about, the uranium speakers that we just put in Fernando's car, and why they exist, where they came from, why they needed to change those out to these, the research that went into those, the engineering that was put into them, like massive amounts of engineering that was put into them. And, it was like, holy crap, and just all the things that that they do now, compared to, let's say, 10 years ago or even 15 years ago. And you know, like this new product, they have that big amp that I put that picture.
Yeah,
of.
I've seen that. Yeah, that looks dope.
You know, and the speakers that are going to go with that. It's insanity the amount of research and development they're putting into these things. And you know, they have sound engineers on staff. They have electrical engineers on staff. They design their products.
I never would have guessed that myself, to be honest with you.
Look, okay, so here's the problem, and this is okay. Figured out why, because there's a reason why. When you go through their catalog, none of the shit makes any sense, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's like this amplifier looks like this, and this amplifier looks like that. Here's the problem: you have a bunch of fanatics that work there. They're all goddamn freaks. All right, they see stuff and they're like, oh, that's cool. Okay. And they will develop a product that they think is cool and not have any idea where the hell it's going to fit in the line.
Okay? Oh, like the snowman?
Oh. Yeah. Burn.
Sorry, Bill.
But that's what happens is that they'll come up with a product idea and they'll start developing it and they'll start making it. And then it's like, well, where does it go?
Right.
Like they don't even like they'll, and this is what German Peter was talking to me about. He's like, yeah, I mean, one of us will get this idea and then we'll go down the rabbit hole. And the next thing you know, we're in development. Next thing you know, we've already spent tons of money on it. And we're like, well, how much does it cost? Where's it going to go in the line? And what needs to be there? And it's like, you know, so like when you look at like Uranium, that beautiful, big, sexy amplifier, and then you look at the next thing up from that, whatever that is, which I can never remember their names. You're like, well, these don't look anything alike. And it's like, well, yeah, because we were done with those. We don't want to make the same shit twice. So
we already did that.
Yeah. So and that's funny because that's what happens in their continuity line. That's why you look at this one, it looks nothing like that one. Because they're like, yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna do this.
You know that reminds me of? Seinfeld. We already got a George.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, I'm glad you told me this because now it makes a lot of sense. You guys are freaking crazy. And he's like, yeah, we are. You know,
with the German accent, I can imagine.
Yeah, das we are. Love an engineering run company. Yeah, so that's just one of those things. They just come out with stuff that they just think is cool. Yeah, and because of that, none of the shit looks the same, and it's just scatterbrained. And I was like, oh, because you know, me being the compulsive person I am, I look at that and I'm just like, this shit doesn't match. What do you guys, you know, like Rockford, they spend a lot of time making sure everything is black.
Right.
You know, with a stripe
that's not the right shade of black.
Yeah, you know, it's like, oh, it's the wrong color black. And they just like making cool shit. That's cool. You know, and of course we got to see what, you know, other than the big expensive speakers and amplifiers they're coming out with that none of us in this world will ever be able to even like, you know, I'm not gonna be able to afford that. I mean, I don't even want to ask because I know better.
Can we get one of those Fernando's car?
Shit. You know, they were like, yeah, we're not this is I was like, we're just gonna take this one with us. And he's like, nah, that's like prototype 12. That one's pretty close to being done. And I'm like, well, can I get prototype number 2? I mean, what about that one? Can I get that one?
Exactly.
Doesn't have to work. Doesn't have to work.
It just looks cool. I need it. You know, I do have a question because I'm interested in the history of them. So the thing I remember most about Ground Zero back in the day, the nukes, the Ground Zero nukes, GZ nukes, those subwoofers, is this the same company as that was, or has it changed hands? And do you know that?
I don't. Okay, so I do know this because Carl did mention it. The original Ground Zero, whatever that was, and I don't know how long ago that happened to be. I did. I'll tell you the 7 years in a minute, Cassie.
Yes,
Cassie. I got it right the second time. Cassie. Anyways, the original company that was Ground Zero was basically a remanufacturer, and the company that owned the people that own them now were one of their distributors,
right?
You know, and so they were like, no, the potential for this company is way bigger than it should be. So from what I gleaned from the conversation was they went in and basically bought the company from these people and then started the slow, arduous process of replacing products with products that needed to be there. But they were always a subwoofer manufacturer. Like back in the day, they started with subwoofers. They continue to do subwoofers, and subwoofers are always like their
main thing.
That is like their main thing. And now, now they're kind of changing gears, and because there's different people running the company, and so they're starting to expand into high quality mids and components, better amplifiers, and stuff like that. But no, it is a different company from that
from
particular
this
guy.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, these were these. I mean, I was a straight up Basshead back then. Didn't even care about
right.
this cool. I thought I knew SQ, but dude, these things were legendary. I never owned any, but I know a lot of people that owned them, and they were pretty dope. I think maybe they were made by TC Sounds, but I'm not
I was gonna
sure.
say, yeah, but I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
back then they were just remanufacturing shit, and
right,
now, Jesus, like, I'm like, I just want like some of the woofers they have, are just like on goddamn believable. Um, and it's weird. It's weird because you look at like the uraniums and how like magically just sexy and just so good sounding. And now that I know the history behind like what went into making that tweeter work
yeah,
and sound the way it does, it was a painful process for sure. um and and like there again, like they know everybody's stuff. They the first thing he
right,
said is like, yes, if you want to make a soft dome tweeter, and you want to go head to head with the best, you have to make it better than a Morel or a Dine.
yeah,
And I was like, you're right. Okay, you're not,
yeah,
and they were saying this, and it's like, so that's who we went after, and it's like, and you just don't accidentally do that.
right,
So it's not like, oh, just give me a silk soft dome, bro. No, they knew exactly in the mid bass. They knew exactly, like they're like, dude, we knew we were going after these big speakers. So like they have a 2-inch voice coil on those, and they're like, you know, both those companies have 2 or 3-inch voice coils.
right,
So, here are the inherent problems with the 2 or 3-inch voice coil. And so that's why we didn't go 3-inch, we went 2-inch. And then we made this to compensate for
yeah,
that. And so, they've kind of built their technology on the technology of others, like everybody else does. But they're also pretty damn smart,
yeah,
and so because they understand their market and they know who they're going after, and it was like, and that makes sense because like I said, when I sat down and I listened to those uraniums, I was like these are really freaking nice. These are some of the best, like out of the box, put in a car, not let break in, just play and be like, God damn, this is the sound I
nice,
like, you know.
yeah.
So,
That's
Dean, what's the cost on those tweeters? You guys know I don't know shit for pricing.
yeah,
What
a
the
lot,
honest?
a lot.
Yeah. But should be doing virtual trade shows. Seems companies are not as much into the real in-person thing since COVID. Wrong. No, Derek, man, let me tell you what, bro. I dude,
I think
trust
people are
me.
over it, man. I think it's
Oh,
like,
everybody's over it,
yeah,
dude. That listen, we went to the first Knowledge Fest back after COVID, and people just lost their shit.
yeah,
Um, this was the first Emma back since COVID, and everybody there was just like, "Give me hugs! Oh my
yeah,
god!" No, just everyone was super stoked. I mean, it was like there could have been 10 people in the room, wouldn't have mattered. It would have been the best show you've ever seen because
yeah,
everybody just wants to get the hell out of the office and get back onto the show
right,
floor, and just have fun. And everybody there was about having fun and talking and mingling, and it was like it was the best thing ever. Just and it was lots of people and lots of
right.
vendors and just lots of stuff going on. There wasn't anybody that was like, oh man, we're not going to come because actually the only concern that was happening over there had nothing to do with COVID. It had to do with the war.
Yeah.
you know
Oh, yeah.
because the Russians couldn't come, and the Russians are like 40 cars strong. The
Yeah.
Ukrainians couldn't come because of the Russians, and
So it
there's
was
like
like Pride Audio there then, or they weren't there?
Pride.
Yeah, that's like the big Russian company. Well,
No,
I guess it
oh
was a
yeah, yeah.
SQ show though, right?
No,
So they.
no, there was SPL next door.
Oh,
So,
was there? Oh,
oh yeah,
okay.
dude, it's full on
Yeah.
SPL next door. But no, they weren't. No, there was no Russian companies there. No, it's nah.
Yeah. I mean, they got a war to.
Yeah,
Or
well, not
take
only
over or
that, but the
whatever.
rest
Yeah.
the rest of the area there is not real happy with them. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're so far away, we don't have to deal with that, unlike
Yeah.
the European countries.
Yeah. So I brought Haley back a T-shirt. That's a big caution sign, and it's got a kangaroo in it, and it says Austria, and it says sorry. It says like sorry, no kangaroos. Because everyone confuses Austria and Australia. Yeah. So I saw it. I was walking past the store. I saw it. I was like, I'm getting this.
There you go.
This is freaking hilarious. Then I bought her a little tiny mug.
Was anybody? You didn't get the shorts like with the suspenders? Yeah.
No, lederhosen. No, we didn't. We didn't go shopping early enough, or we would have.
Dude,
I told you we're gonna get some for next year.
Yeah, you got to.
If we go next year, we'll totally buy lederhosen. No question about it. Doug and I are already planning on it.
There you go.
Yeah,
you got it. Seems like a must.
Well, okay, so that goes to the following night. Oh, so I bought her a little tiny beer stein, like a shot glass beer stein.
Yeah.
Even though she doesn't drink. I got some euros. Not the cool Greek sandwich, but the actual money. And I bought her. We collect refrigerator magnets, so I got her a refrigerator magnet. Oh, and then I got her 2 stuffed animals. One, like a little teddy bear that says "I love Austria." And then the second one is we went to the Red Bull Museum, and
like the drink Red Bull.
Yeah, because apparently I didn't know this. That's where they're from. So and the country has something to do, or Salzburg, or somebody has something to do with the bowl. That's where the bowl comes from, because there was bowls all over the place.
Yeah,
and I don't know why. I didn't really do the research to figure it out.
Or care.
No, I don't either.
I just trust you. I'll take your word for it. Well, whatever.
I'm just guessing at this point, but
yeah.
So they had the Red Bull Museum that was free to get into, which was crazy, and it had the weirdest, like total homo bathroom. That was like I can't pee in here. So dude, it was this beautiful bathroom.
Yeah.
It was as clean as a Buc-ee's. European doors, top to bottom.
Yeah.
So it looks like a closet. So it was just like it was two egg-shaped things that were like blue and good lighting and space age sinks, and on one side it was just doors, which were closets, which were all the poopers. And then there was this, and then you walked in, so it was like 2 rings. Outside ring had like and then the inside ring was just like 20 urinals around this wall like this, with no dividers or anything like that, because they're going for some artistic thing. So everyone just like swinging dick right there up to the end of the urinal, and everyone just kind of like spanks butts, and way too close and really uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm going in the closet over here. I need a moment alone. To compose my thoughts, and I don't want to look at your dick, but I mean, whatever. Naked dating game. Everyone's cool with that shit.
Yeah. They're free
on the floor. All right. So then, whatever the first show night was, is we did this castle thing, and that was just freaking amazing. And then the next night, this was the night that was kind of weird. So they're like, be in the booth at 6:00, and we're like, okay. And like they had a hot plate in the back, and they were like cooking sausages, and they brought in pretzels, and they brought in wooden kegs of beer, and which I filmed all this shit. You'll get to actually see a lot of this in the video.
Yeah.
And like they were doing beer, and they had polka music playing, and and they're dressed in their lederhosen.
Yeah.
Except for Peter, he wasn't, which I thought was fun. I'm like, dude, what the hell? He goes, I'm not wearing that. So okay. He goes, I got the shirt. That's it. I'm not. I
don't do that. Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't forget him. He's like, I know I didn't. And like, so we're like, oh, this is weird. And I'm like, I want to go get some real food, because like I'm not eating these weird sausages that they're making. They look really disgusting. But apparently they're really good. I only know this because I watched Carl stuff one into his face next to Doug, and pretty much scared the both of us. And then I got up, and we kind of looked around a little bit, and we saw that other manufacturers are doing the same thing. And some of their show car people were like hanging out in the booth, and they gave you a little bracelet, so you look like you're at a club. And like, so they were like bringing in pizza or other food like that. So this was, I guess that night was like dealer or customer appreciation night. Right. So it was just a party in the booth, which I was like, that's a freaking awesome idea. Like, I really think that's neat. And then the last night, I don't care. We were ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, can we leave? Can we go?
Let's go. Let's go.
Can we go? We'd like to go.
24-hour flight coming up.
Anywhere other than here for food. So.
Well, what was the worst and the best food on the trip? That's what I got to know.
The worst food, period, was the water.
The water.
I'm a water connoisseur, as you guys know, because that's pretty much 98% of what I drink is water, probably 99%. And we get there and we're like, we're starving, we're tired, we just want some food. We find this pub that we end up spending the rest of the week at. I think we ate there 4 or 5 times. The food was fabulous. The people were super cool.
Yeah.
And the desserts were on point. And they weren't. It was just good. Everything was good about it. And the guys were just. It was just nice. It was comfortable. They played American music and with weird videos in the background. So you were like, this should be a new game. Trying to find the video that doesn't match the song, but somehow matches the song that you're playing. It was really cool. Did you ask for ice? Don't jump ahead, Randall. Rondell, whatever. Yeah, Randy. So we get there and we're like, we just want water. And they're like, they want gas? I'm like, no, we want water. And they're like, sparkling? And I'm like, no, just regular water.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you want bubbles? And I was like, oh, no bubbles, no carbonation. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, so no gas. And I'm like,
yeah, no gas.
Yeah, just some regular water. So they bring us these 3 bottles of this twist off shitty water. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, this is foo-foo-y shitty water. I mean, it just tasted like mud water. And you're like, oh, it's so gross. But you're drinking it because you don't care. So then we didn't realize that like if you go to the store here and you go to buy water, 90% of the water is just regular water. Right. And the sparkling shit is in a section all by itself. It says like Perrier and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not there. It's all they love bubble water and they call it gas, which we found out. So you want gas? No, I don't want gas. And then it's still. No, I want still. Still means no bubbles. And so these are the things we had to learn. But what I didn't understand is that if you just say tap, then they just give you tap water.
And that's the decent water.
Dude, their tap water is fucking unbelievably good. And ice is apparently another thing that they don't really understand the concept on. So finally, after drinking like some of the shittiest water ever and just saying, fuck it, do you guys have Coke? Let's just give me a Coke.
Flake.
yeah, exactly. It sucks. Anyways, I was drinking iced tea. And I was like, he's like, you want another one? I was like, no, just give me a water. And he goes, do you want tap? And I go, wait, what? Tap. Do you want tap water? I go, out of the faucet. He goes, yeah. I go, do you guys have that? Yeah. I go, okay, I'm going to ask you another crazy question. Do you guys do ice? Like water ice? Because ice over there also means ice cream. Found that out too.
Put ice cream in there. Who cares?
No. And I was like, he goes, oh, you want ice water? And I go,
yes.
Yeah,
please.
do you have ice water? And he goes, yeah. It comes back with a cup of fucking ice water. And I'm like, just like, oh my God, it was the best thing ever.
That's funny.
Oh, it was a hilarious moment.
So I got a Florida question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I don't know if this is just me or Orlando tap water. Is there something going on with Orlando tap water? Or am I crazy?
Why?
Dude, at the hotels we stayed at the restaurants we ate at, because I always, like, if we go to a restaurant, I drink water.
Yeah.
That's all I get. Just ice water. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'm telling you, 3 times in a row they got me. I thought maybe it's just this one. It just tastes like mud water. Like you were saying, it was just disgusting.
I mean... No.
And I drink tap water all the time, so
but you guys probably, they put all kinds of shit in our water, man.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, they put all kinds of shit in our water, like fluoride and reverse osmosis, all that bullshit. So
yeah,
but living here, you just get used to it. So, but or the restaurants you eat at don't have filtered water, like we have all filtered water. So
yeah, and this was clearly just tap water. I suspect, it wasn't filtered water. So
yeah.
They got him. TGI Fridays in Orlando near Disney. You suck. Or no, near SeaWorld. That's what it was.
All right. So Another funny thing was no Mountain Dew. All right, so for all you Coca-Cola drinkers,
Yeah.
Coca-Cola logo is pretty much plastered everywhere around the world, and
Right.
literally we go into a restaurant and they have a menu, and they're like, "What do you guys want to drink?" And they're like, "Coca-Cola," and they go, "What?" They go, "Coke," and they're like, "What?" And I literally pick up the menu and I go, "These right here, this. Do you have? Oh yeah, that." Tommy is a big Mountain Dew drinker. Like he's the epitome of, dude, you're trying to kill yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Do the
You know,
do. Do the do.
do the do. Please don't
Yeah.
do the do. So nobody has Mountain Dew. Apparently somebody has Mellow Yellow, but I didn't see it, so I don't believe it. But he's saying he saw it, and I'm like, although they probably did, because I did see A&W at the supermarket, so there's probably, I could see Mellow Yellow, but let's be honest, Mellow Yellow.
I'm with him, dude. Like, let's just ban Mountain Dew. I don't care.
Yeah, well, he loves Mountain Dew. That's like that's his thing. And so we're walking around Old Town, which is the town by the castle. So like when we were up on the castle, I was panning around all that area down there is called Old Town. And it's just it's like it's like you're walking through like some European movie where it's like, the little aisleways and the little tables out by, and you're just like, oh, it's just so boutiquey, and you're just like, you're waiting for James Bond to come around the corner on a motorcycle, screaming some shit. That's my coffee. Exactly. Drink soda in the morning. And so we're walking, and I'm just, taking everything in, heads on a swivel, just looking at everything. And I see this little tiny shitbox store, and there's all these 6-packs of 12 packs of soda in the window. And I was like, I turned to Tommy and I said, listen, if there's going to be Mountain Dew here anywhere, I guarantee it's in that store. And we walked over there, and sure shit enough, they had Mountain Dew. And it's €5 for Mountain Dew. And I was like, holy shit. But so he goes to pay for it, and they're like, no credit card.
Oh,
and I was like, I'm like, damn, wait a minute, I got you. Because I go back to the first day, I got $40 worth of euros, which that guy was a total douche. But just in case, there was an emergency, and there it was. And I was like, I got you. Hold on. Pulled out. I got euros. And not the good time.
That's like $7 in the US, isn't it? 5 euros.
It was stupid. Yes, Diet Coke is like Coca-Cola Light, but they also have Coke Zero, which is the new one. And so they'll ask you, do you want light? Do you want zero? Or do you want regular? And you're like,
and the answer is always zero, man.
But it's funny because it's Zero Zucker. Zucker.
Wait, do they say zero over there? Or do they say Z arrow? I don't know.
I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But I took a picture of the bottle because I got a Coke Zero one day because I just gave up on water. And I was like, yeah, give me the zero. And I got the bottle and said Zero Zucker. And I was like, zero fucker. I mean, yeah, you get it. We can scratch that, make that enough. Did that Mountain Dew have a friggin' spring water in it? I mean, what the? Yeah, dude, trust me, it was. And he's like, it's a little bit sweeter, and I was like, shut up and drink it.
Yeah, just like
just take
I
it
paid
in, man.
$7 for this Mountain Dew. Enjoy it.
Yeah, fucking
please enjoy.
Fuck that down, bro.
Oh my god,
it was great. But I mean, dude, so. And I hate spoiling it because like I filmed so much of this, so I'm not gonna tell you, I don't want to spoil it because like there was one part where we're walking around. I think both those guys wanted to die because we just went too far. Yeah, it's 525 in euros. Yep. Yeah,
you did the math.
And tax. Good. Look at you using Google.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I think like the worst thing about the show, like which really happens with every show, is like, the walking around. Like you've seen it once, you walk around again, you've seen it twice, you walk around again, you've seen it a third time, you've seen it a fourth time. So you're like, I've been there, I've done that, and
right.
But because we're working, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it a rest a minute. I'm gonna talk to some people, and then I'm gonna go back at it one more time and see if there's something I missed or something. If
Right.
yeah. So that last day, it's like
you spent.
Yeah, it's like at that point you don't even care. You're
Well,
just
how many
walking
days
off.
of shows was it? 3.
3 days.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
it.
like the
That's
third.
intense, man. That's a
Oh,
lot.
it's a lot. So like on that third day,
Yeah.
I think I spent like 2 hours talking with the JL guy from Great Britain, Peter,
Yeah.
and I was like, or Peter the Brit, as I call him now, and and I don't even know what we were talking about. We were just going through the same motion. We're just like, oh, and then I went over and talked to the people from Vibe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I kind of I didn't realize didn't know their story much either. Didn't realize they were from Great Britain, which I was like, wow, I didn't even realize there was a speaker manufacturer out of Great Britain.
Yeah.
And so then they wanted me to talk to their engineer, their speaker engineer, because they're like, they're starting to come into the U.S. and they're like, we have some questions, and I was like, I mean, I'll give you my thought. And they're like, we know you will, so come with us. And, we want to sit down and pick your brain. I was like, okay. So, and it's funny because I think their speaker designer was Italian. I want to say he was Italian. It was either Italian or French.
Well, was he doing this?
No, he wasn't doing that, but he was very argumentative. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
like, you're asking me the questions. Why are you arguing with me?
This is just how I talk. This is just how I talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, no, dude, listen, I don't care. I have no horse in this race. You're asking me something. I'm giving you the answer. Whether you like it or not, I don't give a shit. And it's like, it's always the same shit. And you're just like, no, make both. Make both. Yeah. I wouldn't want to make both. Well, I don't give a shit. Okay, here's the thing. Here's how this works. You ask me a question. I give you an answer. I don't need anything more out of that than in this conversation. But they always want to go back and be like, I was like, and I go, there's a saying in America, and we all kind of laugh at it. You know what that is? We was Italian, and he's like, what? I said, hand built by Italians. He just was like, what does that mean? I'm like, you'll figure it out.
Listen, man. The funniest thing is like someone asks you your opinion, you give them your opinion, and then they want to change your opinion.
Yeah,
it's like, what are we doing here, man? I don't understand.
No, I don't either, because it's like,
yeah,
it's not how it works. It's not how it works. It's not how any of this works.
That's not how,
But one of the other things too that like a lot of guys, I think I said this on the show the other morning, but I honestly don't remember because I was so fucking tired. They don't play it loud. Lots of one sub applications, lots of ones. Like everyone's got like one sub in the back. That's it, and they're like
my kind of people.
They're like buried up underneath shit. It's like, where's the sub? Oh, it's underneath the 4 amplifiers. Why do you have 4 amplifiers if you're only getting 98 dB out of this bitch? Well, you gotta have a lot of headroom.
One for each channel.
Yeah, I gotta have a lot of headroom.
Yeah.
Okay, Max. I mean, Jesus.
Thanks.
Yeah. So it was ass cold. We just call them knobs. Apparently, knobhead. Knobhead was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you learn any new curse words?
No, knob was a real popular word right now.
Yeah.
So everyone's a knob, and you're like, and it took me a minute. I was like, oh yeah, I get it. And they're like, what? I was nothing. You don't know what it is? I'm like, oh, I totally know what it is. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know, dickhead. And they're like, oh, you got it. I was like, yeah, I got it. My brain works that way. You guys, bad words and shitty comment. I'm like, you guys just can't figure. Like, you guys try to find the laziest way to say everything. How can I insult you with as few words as possible? Knob.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it was fun. So one morning I had to. I think it was the morning that I was on the show because I got up early. And they were supposed to have a meeting that morning. So I was like, I'm just going to go walk around. I'm just going to go walk through the city, get lost. Hopefully, my phone continues to work and I'll be able to find my way back to, because, the train station is in the middle. So if worse comes to worse, you find the train tracks, they all lead back to the middle of the city. Right. So, once you find that, then you know right where you're at. So, and so I went and got lost, found some really awesome shit to look at, walked through a couple malls that weren't open. And then I'm coming back, and the British people are walking off, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, "Oh, Dean, what's happening? You going to the show?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, why don't you come with us now?" And I was like, "Cause I gotta go back and take a shit." And they're like, I go, "Are you guys walking to the show?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's only 20 minutes away." And I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a 20-minute walk from here." And I was like, "Okay." So when the guys, when I got the guys up, I was like, "Hey, man, the Brits walk to the show. They said it's only a 20-minute walk." And honestly, I've been walking all over the city this morning. You guys really should go for the walk because like this stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, let's do that." So, we walked to and then the one picture that I have like is like the mountain with like a church and all that nonsense. That was part of that walk. And so Doug wanted to get a good picture of it. So we walked. I was like, "Tommy, you go over the bridge and we'll meet you on the other side. We're going to walk down here, go up across the street, back around and get to the other side of this bridge so we can get a better view of it." And yeah, you guys have fun with that shit. So we went and did that and then hooked up with him. And then we're walking there and there's a park.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, a park." And they had a slide and all this unsafe shit, like all this stuff. Parks that you could not put in America,
like the old school metal slides like we used to have.
Oh yeah, like burn your ass metal
Yeah.
slide, and like they had the thing you spin on with no handles at all.
Nice.
I'm like,
nice.
Just like totally wrong, gonna kill you. And so we're like, "Dude, we got to go on the slide," because it was like 3 feet wide. It was the
Did you guys go down at the same time?
Oh no, because I had to
missed
film
opportunity.
and then he had to film. But dude, it like you go down the slide and it had a bump in the middle.
Yeah.
And so I hit that bump and I launch up into the air. I'm like, "Oh shit!" And I boom back down. And I get off. I'm like, "All right, let's leave."
I can't walk anymore. Somebody carry me the rest of the way.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
That sounds like fun. I can't wait to catch the videos.
I can't wait to edit it. I eagerly want to get it up there because it was really, really cool. And there again, it's, do they use plastic over there? Bill, that is a great question. And the answer to that question is no. I'm sure that the normal jobbers might be using plastic, but no, they use aluminum. These guys are
aluminum.
Oh my God. So So the one guy shows me his like he's got these samples because you got to do like sample boards for Emma, kind of show what your system is made. I'm like, "Why do you have a giant piece of copper and a giant piece of aluminum hanging off your?" "Oh, because this is the copper I use for my tweeter mounts. And this is the aluminum." "Oh, geez, sorry." "Oh man,
you didn't make it.
Oh no, there's no way. I knew I wouldn't. This is the aluminum I use to build my door panels, my door pods. And I was like, "What?" "Yeah, so they're making their speaker brackets out of aluminum."
Wow.
And I looked at all the pictures of them and I'm like, "Dude, this is insane." There was one guy that like he built his whole door panels and then he had a freaking like a 2 foot by 10-inch aluminum plate that was in the door, all shaped and routed and polished and all that. So it was part of the door. Like you didn't even realize it was aluminum until you went up and you're like, "Is this aluminum?" It's like 3/4 inch aluminum. But the whole door pod was made out of that. And I'm like tapping the rest of the door and it's solid as hell. And I'm like, holy crap. Like you guys are nuts.
They just all got CNCs there, I guess.
No, dude, they're doing it by hand.
What?
They're literally like sitting there with like a drill or a Dremel routing shit out and cutting stuff. And I'm just like,
jeez.
Okay. I mean, you can router aluminum.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So yeah, it was funny. And like the one he shows me, he made his tweeter mounts out of like quarter inch copper. And I'm like,
wow.
I go, you do realize that you mounted your tweeters into a plastic set screw, right? Yeah, but that's okay. They're not going anywhere. And I'm like, they're not. But your dash might because it's plastic.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's good. It's good. And I'm like, okay. Okay.
Trust me, I hand route aluminums.
Aluminiums. Because there was a debate in one of the industry things once about how there's a guy in Dubai named Brian. There's like Brian's Car Audio, and that's what he does. He CNCs out all these aluminum brackets that he uses in Porsches and Ferraris. And somebody was like, "Oh, it's fucking overkill. You don't need to do that." Blah blah blah. And it's like, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. If the guy's paying you $1,000 to put a set of speakers in the door, you're not grabbing a set of Metro plastic panels. You're doing whatever it takes to make this thing unique. And
yeah,
it's terrible.
Oh man.
So that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. So you got $300 piece of aluminum to make a speaker bracket for a $200 set of speakers. Pretty cool. Because like Focal over there is like entry level in some regards because it's so much cheaper than it is here.
And even like the Utopia, I mean, of course, the Utopia. The Utopia's high end over there, isn't it? No way.
It's like mid-fi.
Wow.
It's about half the price. I did get to hear some though. So the Stinger car had all the anniversary edition big Stinger amplifiers, Utopia M's 3-way front stage, tiny subwoofer, and a Helix DSP. I'm like, okay. That was. I know it's killing me. That was the first car that I sat and listened to. They're like, dude, listen to his car. And I was like, I'd love to listen to his car. He's a competitor. He's been competing for a while. I sat in the car, and he's where I got my education on Emma from. Like, he's about. I was like, he's the level that we listen to. This is what we're listening for. This is what they're looking at. And I was like, oh, cool. So now I know what it is. That that's what's gonna happen. And so, yeah, that was pretty cool to get that like right there, first day, first hour I was there, and kind of get a feel for what it was. And I'm just like, and then they're like, so how does this compare to the US cars? And I'm like, we're about 10 times louder. And they're like, what? Oh, so you like loudspeakers? I'm like, no. Same speakers, same amps, same everything. We just are taxing the shit out of them. We want them to be loud and all that. And they're like, why would you do that? I'm like, because that's what Americans like. We like this shit. We want our ears to bleed. And if they're not bleeding, you didn't pay enough.
Yeah. So what's coming up? What you got? What's videos? I watched the Highlander today. I'm actually really behind on content, but I got to watch the full Highlander.
I have no idea what I put up. Like none of that stuff because I edited it all before I left. Got it all grouped up and just was like, I'm not even gonna think about this. So
right.
Obviously this video will be going up, so look forward to that. I do, and that's real. Honestly, that's about it. I know there's a bunch of other stuff that I have that we need to go for and go do, and we're gonna. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, so just leave it at that.
It's coming. Things are coming.
There's always something coming. So
yeah,
we got a giveaway that we're gonna start here shortly for Ground Zero. We have the 2 amplifiers that we're going to do the review of, put in Fernando's car, and then we're going to just ship you the whole amp rack with all the wiring and everything.
There you go.
It's just like we're just going to drop it in the box, and
here it goes.
Here you go.
Sounds dope.
That'll be pretty cool contest for sure. How about you, man? What you got going on?
I done a kicker when I was at Kicker on Unmasked. I done a deep dive into their amp repair center.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Obviously, the tour's been done.
Yep.
So there's no point in doing a whole new tour. I just wanted to dive in on one spot, talk to them, see what they had going on, kind of show the process. So that's it. Yeah. That's coming out Sunday.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, man. Well, you win. Tonight we're just doing this, and it's been fun. And I'm apparently falling asleep. So
yeah. And
I'm trying, man. I'm trying so hard.
Hey.
It's jet lag.
Dude, I think it'd be funnier if you just like straight just went out.
Dude, honestly, yeah. I mean, there's
jokes.
I could totally see it happening too. Or doing this talk. Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Oh, that's like 3 a.m. That's 3 a.m. Talk. Yeah.
Yeah. But that would be 10 a.m. tonight because just hammered poo.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I know what I forgot. Jesus.
What'd you forget?
Saturday. Jeff Smith's going to be on.
Oh, nice.
So sorry. I'm glad we took that moment. Yeah, Saturday we'll have Jeff Smith on. so that we can do a deep dive into the contest, the show that you went to from the other side, from a judge's perspective. And then I'm going to ask him a couple questions about Emma because he's an Emma judge.
Right.
He's been to the show that I've been to. So definitely make sure you tune into that. It'll be a lot of fun.
That'd be a good one. Tune in Saturday.
All right. There was a lot of that from Dean over there. Boring life anytime soon. El Fuego. It's funny. I was just thinking of that too. I was like, dude, I need to get the El Fuego. I need to get the El Fuegos. I needed to get the Boring Life out of the can. I was going to try to edit those on the extended amount of time I had, but honestly, if there was any time I had, like between airports and just, it was very stressful.
Yeah.
So it was the whole thing. Traveling was like
bad.
All right, so just to give you an example of how stressed out this traveling is, and then we'll end it there. Just to kind of let you guys wrap your head. And this is at the end of COVID now. So airport in Salzburg, N95 masks or you weren't allowed in. Period. You get on, get onto the plane, fly to Frankfurt. Frankfurt, no mask needed at all. Okay. Now in Frankfurt, we got to go get a COVID test because you need to have a COVID test one day before you travel back in the United States. Doesn't make any freaking sense at all. Yeah. But so we had to go find this COVID test center, this 24-hour COVID test center in Frankfurt, Germany. That's like the size of 2 malls and 4 floors and nonsense there. And it's all in German. And so you're just wandering around in hopes that you're going to find something that says COVID. And then you find these like blue stickers on the floor. And then you're just like playing some crappy video game trying to like, oh, there's one, go that way. And then, oh, there's another one over there. And so you get your COVID test, pay your money, get the thing jammed up your nose. And then we check into the hotel, we eat some dinner, go back over, get our COVID test printed out. Go back to the room, sleep for 4 hours, get up, get a shower. Go back into the airport, go through, what was that one? That one was just TSA checkpoint. Their TSA checkpoint is not like our TSA checkpoints. Way different and very much more dudes with guns. Dudes with big guns.
Militarized.
Yes, no, it is. There's military people standing there as you're going through, and you're just like, I'm going to get flagged. Their whole little screening thing is totally different. So once you've managed to get through that, when you go through that, you got to wear a mask. You wear any mask, you just got to wear a mask to go through security. And they ask you, do you have a mask for security? And you're like, yeah, hold on, put it on. Then you go through that. Then you take your mask back off. Fly from. So then you still got like 2 hours before you get on the plane. Get on the plane, got to wear a mask because that particular airline, you got to wear a mask. Even though you don't have to wear one in the airport. So bonus there. Get to, we flew into Zurich, Sweden.
Yeah.
And no mask. But now you have to enter the country. So you got to go through, because they're not part of the EU. So now I got to go through Border Patrol. So I got to do the whole little passport thingy. They were super cool. No big deal there. Went right through. But now you have to go from extreme left to on a bus or on a train underground to get to the other terminal. It was like fucking crazy. And then wait in that terminal 4 hours to get on your plane. Get almost onto the plane and realize that you need a special pass to get onto this plane. So you got to run back out, go upstairs because you're downstairs. Show them your COVID test that you just got and your passport. They give you a stamp, a fucking Chuck E. Cheese stamp. And you run back downstairs, hand it to them, get on the plane. 10 hours and 10 minutes to frickin' Miami.
Yeah.
Get out of Miami. There again. Go through Border Patrol where it's like, where were you at? Out of town. Yeah. What were you doing? Who cares? Really,
Speakers.
Dude?
Speakers.
This is my address, Clearwater, Florida. Shut the fuck up and let me in. No. It's like, how are you today? Fucking tired, bro. I'm at wit's end. About stress levels like peaking. You're not helping because I'm just hoping my fucking suitcase that had to get checked is over here. You know?
Right.
So get your suitcase. Now you don't know where the hell you're going because there's no signs that say to gate, whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm back in the USA. Finally, signs I can read. And we don't have any. Great. This is awesome. So then you walk up to the helpful TSA guy and you're like, hey, man, how do I get back into like the regular gates? And he's like, that's okay, bro. Just keep going down here. You're on the 3rd floor. You need to be on the 2nd floor. So just keep walking as far as this will take you. You're going to see a sign that says D. I'm assuming you're on American Airlines. Yeah, that's me. All right, well, then get back down on the 2nd floor and just keep walking. You're all the way at this end and you need to be all the way at the other end. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. He goes, yep, have fun. It's like, shit. So then you're running through there and you get to the D and you're like, yep, the D. Get to the D. And then you're like 20-minute wait to get through this D. So you see that there's a sign that says there's another D up the way. And that sign is 8 minutes to get through TSA. And you're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to go up that. You go up to that one and it just says priority only. And you're like, what does that mean? And they're like, well, do you have a ticket? And I was like, yeah. And she looks at it and goes, oh, you need priority. Because at this point, time was ticking away. I needed to get over there, get on my fucking plane. And I still had another mile to walk. So I get through priority, which was great. And, you know, and then I get up there and like I'm starving. So I grab a shitty turkey sandwich, what I actually love, and a drink, you know, real water. I'm like,
yeah.
And I realize I'm boarding zone 7 of 9. So I'm Borg, I'm screwed. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to check my bag because they're always asking me, would you like to check your bag? Well, we'll check your bag because you're not going to have any room. I was like, hey, I'm in like seat 13 and I'm boarding zone 7. There won't be any room overhead. And then the bitch wants to argue with me, who's German, that, oh, this is not a carry-on bag. I'm like, it's funny. It made it all the way to Germany and
back.
Carry-on. It's very odd that you're telling me this. I said, well, what does it matter? Because I'm checking it. Well, it should have never been allowed over here. I'm like, it went through the TSA thing. That means it's checkable. What? Why are you arguing with me? I want to kill you. I'm ready to kill you. You know, just let me on the god. Just
do the thing.
Yeah. So now I gotta sit over there and just look at her. She's giving me side eye shit. I'm just like, I mean, I'm trying to do the right thing here. Shut up. You know. So then you get on the plane and you literally up 35 minutes down. And it's 10 o'clock at night, and the girls come pick you up as you're waiting for the carousel to spit your luggage back out. Just like, and then they break the wheel on your suitcase. So now your suitcase is going pop, 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 and you're like, really? Like, this sucks. So.
And then you sleep 2 hours and go to work.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's a perfect way to end the show.
You guys have a great night. We'll see you later next time.